I've been living in Thailand for 2 years, and the longer that I stay here, the smaller the city becomes. The first year of being in Bangkok, there was a lot of excitement and exploring, but after that first year, everything becomes more of a lifestyle. And because I make videos for a living, so I don't really have a set schedule, and that led to me being a bit unproductive. You know that feeling when you're not productive and you feel heavy? That's why I wanted to change. I started doing a 7-day challenge of waking up early and going to walk at Lumpini Park. One time around Lumpini Park, it's 2.5 kilometer, but I want to walk 5 kilometers, so I'll go 2 times around the park. The ideal time to go is between 5:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. Around 7:30 is when the sun starts rising, so that's when it gets hotter. Actually, what made me want to change is because I read a book called Manifest. It talked about how the person that you want to become, it already exists, but you just gotta take the steps to get there. I imagine myself to be a healthy and toned girl. What would that version of me be doing right now? That's why I decided to do this, and also I rather walk than run. But maybe in the future, I'll start picking up on the speed and start running. At the moment, I'm just practicing my posture because I realize I start getting lower back pain, which means my walking posture is not that good. So that's why I've been trying to tighten my core and keep my body straight, like a string is pulling up my head. So you can get to Lumpini Park by BTS Saladang or MRT Silom Exit 1. Actually, MRT Lumpini is kind of far from the entrance of the park. It's quite safe, especially in the morning, because there's a lot of oldies hanging around. So a lot of grandmas and grandpas. It's really motivating and wholesome seeing them at the park in the morning, and I really like the vibe in the morning there. You know how people say new year, new me, but I feel like new day, new me, because I feel like every day that I wake up, it's a fresh start. So that's why I try not to look at my phone first thing in the morning until after I finish getting ready. Because every time you reply to other people's messages, it's kind of like you're not prioritizing yourself and your life.
Tastes like sweet cucumber.
I was about to enjoy the peaceful nature and the park, but then I realized listening to music will make this path go faster. For example, if it takes me 1 hour for 5 kilometers, that's about 25-ish songs. At the same time, I kind of like not listening to anything and just be thinking. That's the thing, because when I don't listen to anything, I start thinking a lot.
The feeling of walking away from this park. Oh, you can see King Power from here.
I guess that's where meditation comes in, or really being present in the moment. So I do half. The first half, I don't listen to music, and the second half, I do. But when I don't listen to music, I start noticing random things like cats and the lizards and havens. But I like to go to Chadama at Silom Edge because this one is 24 hours, and I get Cha Maliyan Wan Samsi as like a little reward for after I finish 5 kilometers. Even though to some people it's nothing, but to me it's a lot. And eventually I will start maybe adding distance or decreasing the time that it takes. This is just the beginning. It's literally the first week of me trying to do this. I hope that this will be a habit that I form.
New outfit today to motivate myself to come out here in the morning. It's Monday, so no one dancing today.
Throughout this video from the first day, I was a bit bloated because I wasn't really moving. But when you get up and you walk first thing in the morning, it kind of drains the toxic stuff in your body. Movement, especially in the morning, will help with the blood and lymphatic circulation, which is good. It's like free. I mean, except for the commuting, the amount of money that it takes for you to get to the park. Apparently, forming a simple habit takes 3 weeks. That is something like drinking water. But forming a complex habit will take 2 to 3 months. And that is like training for a marathon. Although I am not planning to run a marathon, but I think the idea of getting up early, it makes you feel like you're ahead. Because if you think about it, how many people are up at 5 a.m.? But you can be one of those. There are different chemicals in your body: serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, and oxytocin. All of these have different functions. With exercising specifically, it helps with endorphin, which is a pain reliever. That's why it makes you feel happier. The first week will be the hardest because that's like your sudden change in schedule. There's a thing called the 5-second rule. If you don't take action within 5 seconds, then you're not gonna do it. If you wanna do something, you better do it in 5 seconds. Otherwise, you would just cancel that idea. So every time I feel sleepy and I don't wanna wake up, I still physically get up. Even though mentally I'm not there, but at least physically I'm there. And every time I finish, I always feel proud that I actually woke up and got myself out there. And once you're actually there, you feel like you have to do it. Actually, I try not to use the word have to because not a lot of people get to do this and a lot of people will want to be in your position. So that's why I'm trying to rephrase my mindset to I get to walk at Lumpini Park. You know how many people want to go to Lumpini Park in the morning?
Also, sometimes I do a thing where I look at one spot and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run to that spot. But today I just wanna walk and enjoy this wet floor and this pond.
On the rainy day, there's not a lot of grandma and grandpa at the park. When you're physically moving, the brain is getting more oxygen and nutrients, so it helps the brain think faster and clearer, which is what I want because I felt like my brain was a bit foggy. Just one healthy habit, it'll make your life overall better. Oh, by the way, so I'm trying to reduce my screen time, as in like the time I go on IG. Every time I go on, I find out information that I don't need to know. At first, I set the limit to 1 hour, but now I set it to 30 minutes, which is a lot already for me.
สำหรับนักวิ่งที่จะหยุดเพื่อเคารพธงชาติโปรดชะลอความเร็วเพื่อเตรียมตัวเคารพธงชาติด้วยความห่วงใยจากส่วนลุมพินีค่ะเรียนผู้ใช้บริการส่วนลุมพินีโปรดทราบอีก10 นาทีจะถึงเวลาเคารพธงชาติ
Always glad to get up and finish, no matter if it's slow or fast.
Because I'm going to the park every morning, I notice that my screen time goes down because throughout the day I get a bit tired.
Flexing my core so it helps with the lower back pain.
And I feel more productive, so I don't really have time to go on social media. And I noticed I only scroll on it when I'm bored. But if your life is that good, you don't really have time to go online and watch other people. I feel like social media is so not real because whatever you portray yourself as online is kind of what you attract. And that's why a lot of people try to look bougie online because they want to increase their perceived value. I mean, I don't really care what other people do, but I just don't want to follow things that are not real. Whenever I go online, it makes me feel bad about my life or I feel behind, but in reality, I really enjoy the life that I have to live. But that's also why I start watching more YouTube to help practice my attention span. There's a test called the Clifton Strengths Test, and that's a type of test where you take once in your life. There's 34 types of strength, and this test is usually taken for people in corporate, but I just pay 62 USD to take it because I want to get to know myself better. So it'll give you your top 5 strengths, and you want to focus on these top 5 because it's better to focus on what you're good at than what you lack. For example, it's a waste of time for me to try to learn to sing because that's not what I'm gonna be good at, so I might as well not put in time on that. After day 5, I felt a bit of fatigue and soreness all over my body, and I think it's because my sleep schedule was super messed up. So then I just had a good night's sleep. I woke up and everything was okay again. Basically, sleeping solved a lot of problems. I'm also reading a book called Why We Sleep, but I haven't finished yet, so I'll share more about that in a later video. As I am going out there more, I crave unhealthy food less. But it's not even because I like eating salad. It's just like I don't have that appetite for greasy food, but I still had Momo Paradise because it's something that I look forward to. It tastes better when you feel like you worked for it because I can eat shabu any day, but when you kind of worked, it tastes extra good. Glad that I documented the process because you can tell that on the first day I look unprepared, but then over time you start to figure things out and see what works for you. I feel like if I can do it for 7 days, I can do it for a month or even a year. Same with earning money. Like once you earn $1,000, you feel like you can earn 10,000. 100,000 and 1 million. But this is something physically that I can do and control. It's good to know that I got here because of myself and not because of anyone. Because you have to be the one that wakes up. You have to be the one that commutes and actually get yourself together to go. It's like, what am I gonna do at 5 a.m.? So I might as well just get up and go to the park and walk anyway. Because I don't have a set schedule to do anything except for making video. So I'm technically a free person. I don't have to do anything at any time. And if this is like a healthy habit that can make me a better person and get to the version of me that I want to be, why not? Physical movement, it makes my mentality better and healthier and positive. That reflects on the outside. Waking up early is not for everyone, but for me, I like it. This will help with getting up early for early flights. You know, there'll be flights at like 7 a.m. That means you have to wake up at 3 or 4. So that is why I am here at the park, because I asked myself, what would healthy Joyce be doing? And that's why I came again. After the video is supposed to end, I came again. Hope you like this video, and I will see you in another one.